In this episode, we look at multifactor authentication, MFA, which is one of the most common ways organizations reduce the risk of stolen or guessed passwords. A password by itself is only one piece of evidence that a person might be who they claim to be. If that password is reused, phished, leaked, or guessed, an attacker may be able to sign in as the real user. MFA adds another requirement, so the sign-in decision does not depend only on something the user knows. That extra requirement might come from a token, a mobile app prompt, a biometric trait, a one-time code, or another trusted method. MFA does not make accounts impossible to compromise, but it raises the difficulty and gives the organization more chances to detect suspicious access before damage spreads. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at Cyber.Me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Authentication factors are usually grouped into categories. Something you know includes a password, passphrase, personal identification number, or other secret stored in your memory. Something you have includes a hardware token, software token, smart card, phone, or other device that can prove possession. Something you are includes biometric traits such as a fingerprint, face pattern, or iris pattern. MFA works best when it uses factors from different categories. A password plus a hardware token is stronger than a password plus another password-like secret because the attacker would need both the knowledge and the physical or digital possession factor. The goal is not to make signing in feel complicated for no reason. The goal is to make stolen credentials less useful by requiring more than a password alone. A hard token is a physical device used as part of authentication. It may display a changing code, connect through a port, communicate wirelessly, or require a touch to confirm that the user is present. Hard tokens are valuable because they are separate from the normal password and often harder for a remote attacker to steal. If an attacker learns your password but does not have the token, the sign-in attempt may fail. Some hard tokens are designed to resist phishing because they check the website or service they are interacting with before completing the authentication. Hard tokens are not perfect, though. They can be lost, damaged, stolen, forgotten at home, or difficult to distribute at scale. Organizations that use them need enrollment, replacement, recovery, and revocation processes. A soft token is a software-based authenticator, often running on a phone, tablet, or computer. It may generate a code, receive a push notification, or participate in a secure sign-in process. Soft tokens are popular because many people already carry phones, and software is easier to distribute than physical hardware. They can provide strong protection when they are properly enrolled, protected, and monitored. The risk is that the soft token depends on the security of the device and the account used to manage it. If the phone is compromised, the mobile account is taken over, or the authenticator is backed up insecurely, the protection can weaken. A soft token is still much better than password-only authentication, but it should be treated as a security-sensitive part of the identity system. One-time passwords, OTP, are codes designed to be used once or for a short period of time. You may see them generated by an authenticator app, displayed on a hard token, sent through a text message, or delivered by email. The idea is that even if someone observes the code, it should expire quickly and not be reusable later. OTP methods are common because they are easy to understand and widely supported. They also have weaknesses. Codes can be phished if a user is tricked into typing them into a fake sign-in page. Text message codes can be exposed through phone number takeover or mobile carrier fraud. Email codes depend on the security of the email account. The code is temporary, but temporary does not mean immune to attack. Push prompts are another common MFA method. Instead of typing a code, the user receives a notification on a trusted device and approves or denies the sign-in attempt. This can be convenient because it reduces typing and may show information about the request, such as location, application, or device. The risk is that some people approve prompts too quickly, especially if they are busy, distracted, or used to seeing frequent notifications. Attackers may try prompt fatigue attacks, where they repeatedly trigger authentication requests until the user accepts one just to make the interruption stop. Stronger push methods may require number matching, location awareness, or additional confirmation, so the user has to compare details from the sign-in screen before approving. Push can be useful, but convenience needs guardrails. Biometrics use physical or behavioral characteristics as part of authentication. Common examples include fingerprints, face recognition, iris patterns, voice patterns, and sometimes behavioral signals such as typing rhythm. Biometrics can be convenient because you do not have to remember a code or carry a separate token in the same way. They can also help tie access to the person physically present at the device. The important caution is that biometrics are not secret in the same way passwords are secret. You leave fingerprints behind, your face can be photographed, and your voice can be recorded. Good biometric systems do not usually store a simple picture of your fingerprint or face. They store mathematical templates and use protections to reduce misuse. Even so, biometric data needs careful handling because you cannot easily change your fingerprint after exposure. Backup codes exist so a person can regain access when the main MFA method is unavailable. A user might lose a phone, damage a token, replace a device, travel without a hardware key, or have an authenticator app fail during migration. Backup codes are usually generated ahead of time and stored for emergency use. They are helpful because a locked-out user still needs a safe recovery path. They are also risky because they can become a weaker doorway if stored carelessly. A printed code left on a desk, a screenshot saved in cloud photos, or a text file named in an obvious way can defeat the point of strong authentication. Backup codes should be treated like powerful secrets, used only when needed, and regenerated or invalidated after use when appropriate. MFA bypass risks are important because attackers often look for ways around the second factor instead of trying to defeat it directly. One method is phishing, where the attacker tricks the user into entering a password and code into a fake page quickly enough to use them in real time. Another method is stealing a session after authentication has already succeeded. If an attacker captures a valid session cookie or token, they may not need to complete MFA again right away. Attackers may also abuse weak recovery processes, such as help desk resets, backup codes, or device re-enrollment. This is why MFA should be supported by secure session management, careful recovery controls, user education, and monitoring. The second factor is strong only if the surrounding process is also strong. Compromised sessions can be confusing because they show why successful MFA at sign-in is not the end of the story. After you authenticate, a system often creates a session so you do not have to prove your identity again for every click. That session may be represented by a cookie, token, or other temporary credential. If an attacker steals that session, the system may think the attacker is still the already authenticated user. This can happen through malware, browser theft, insecure devices, malicious extensions, or other attacks. Defenses may include shorter session lifetimes for risky access, device checks, re-authentication for sensitive actions, monitoring for unusual behavior, and revoking sessions when compromise is suspected. MFA protects the front door, but sessions need protection too. Recovery and enrollment are often the soft spots in MFA programs. Enrollment is the process of connecting a token, phone, biometric, or authenticator to an account. Recovery is the process used when the normal factor is lost or unavailable. If either process is weak, an attacker may not need to steal the existing factor. They may convince support staff to add a new device, reset MFA, or issue backup access. Strong programs verify the user carefully before changing authentication methods. They may require manager approval, identity proofing, waiting periods, secure help desk procedures, or alerts to the user when a new factor is added. The organization should monitor enrollment changes because adding a new factor can be just as important as a successful sign-in. MFA methods should be selected based on risk, usability, and the value of the protected system. A low-risk internal portal may not need the same factor strength as privileged administration, financial approval, remote access, or sensitive data systems. Hardware-backed, phishing-resistant methods may be preferred for administrators and high-risk roles. App-based authenticators may be reasonable for many standard users. Text message codes may be better than no MFA, but they are often weaker than app-based or hardware-backed methods. Biometrics may improve convenience, but still need a trusted device and secure fallback. The best choice depends on the environment. A strong MFA strategy does not only ask whether a second factor exists. It asks whether that factor fits the threat and the account's level of privilege. Monitoring makes MFA more effective because authentication data can reveal suspicious behavior. Logs may show repeated failed MFA challenges, denied push prompts, unusual device enrollments, sign-ins from unfamiliar locations, impossible travel patterns, backup code use, or successful access after many failed attempts. These events can help security teams identify password attacks, prompt fatigue attempts, account takeover, or risky recovery activity. MFA should also be connected to access policies where possible. A sign-in from a managed device in a normal location may be treated differently from a sign-in from an unknown device in a risky location. Monitoring helps the organization move beyond a simple allow or deny decision. It helps show whether the authentication process itself is being pressured, abused, or bypassed. A common misunderstanding is that MFA makes passwords unimportant. It does not. Passwords still matter because they are often the first factor, and weak passwords create more opportunities for attackers to start the login process. Another misunderstanding is that all MFA methods are equal. A phishing-resistant hardware key is not the same as a text message code, and a carefully designed push prompt is not the same as an approval button people tap without thinking. A third misunderstanding is that MFA solves every identity problem. It does not fix excessive permissions, stale accounts, weak recovery processes, unmanaged devices, or poor monitoring. MFA is a powerful control, but it works best as part of a larger identity and access management program. The main takeaway is that MFA strengthens authentication by requiring more than a password, but the details matter. Hard tokens, soft tokens, OTP codes, push prompts, biometrics, and backup codes all provide different balances of security, cost, convenience, and risk. Bypass attempts often target people, recovery processes, weak factors, or already authenticated sessions rather than the factor itself. Prompt fatigue, phishing, compromised sessions, careless backup code storage, and weak re-enrollment can all reduce the value of MFA. A mature approach chooses methods based on risk, protects enrollment and recovery, monitors authentication behavior, and uses stronger factors for more sensitive access. When you see MFA on the exam, think beyond the checkbox. Think about what factor is being used, how it can fail, and how the organization reduces that failure.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit BareMetalCyber.com.